Shooter ready. Stand by. Beep.
If you've ever mag dumped a rental, not because they did anything wrong, but just because you felt like it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you guys feel like hentai is art, go ahead and comment down below. Now before I begin this video, I'd like to thank Airsoft Extreme down in Santa Clara, California. They've been incredibly helpful in allowing me to film footage for this review. If you'd like to visit them, they have 2 stores, again in Santa Clara and in LA. If you can't make it to any of those stores, they have a link to their website down below. Guys, gals, anime body pillows, welcome to the first episode of Slide Bite, and today we got something pretty special. Today we'll be reviewing the VFC HK416 gas blowback rifle. Is it pretty good? Does it work pretty well? Is it a piece of junk? Well, hang on, imaginary audience. Let's get into it. We'll go over performance later, but first let's go on construction.
Shooter ready.
Yep.
Stand by. Beep.
Now, in terms of quality, VFC did a great job of getting close to the real thing. The receivers and handguard are made of aluminum, while the internals are made of steel, along with a polymer stock and pistol grip. Now, in my opinion, the fit and finish on this rifle is fantastic. There is no play in between all the components. There is no rattle, even when you fire it. And it even comes with a free-floated barrel, just like the real thing. Now, another thing is, for you CQBers, is this rifle actually doesn't need this long barrel. Stock, this VFC actually provides a barrel extension for a rifle length barrel, but this outer barrel is entirely cosmetic. You can remove the barrel extension and it will take off about 4 inches, so you can turn this into a carbine if you needed to. But that said, this rifle weighs 8 pounds unloaded, a total of 9 if you add a magazine and all the fancy gear that you see on it. Now, for you degenerates who like to speed QB, this is a pretty heavy rifle, but for anyone else that is a normie, this is a pretty moderately weighed rifle. Overall, it's a solid gun. For those of you who like to use it as a wall trophy eventually, it is covered with all of the accurate trades that you would find on a 416D. It is heavy and it is a gas gun. It is going to be much more expensive than a AUG equivalent, probably lighter. So, but it, in terms of the feel, there's no beating it, really. With that out of the way, let's go to performance.
Go.
Now, in terms of performance, you can expect about 370, 380 on a normal temperature day out of the box with this rifle. That said, on heat waves, it has been chronoed at closer to 410, 420 FPS. So on CQB fields, you're going to have to be a bit careful, especially if certain CQB fields have a FPS limit, because this is quite a painful gun to be shot by. It's also one of its defining characteristics. Because it is a gas blowback, it does have a hard kick. So what does that mean? Well, that's pretty simple. The bolt actually goes back and forth on this rifle. It's quite nice, actually. Now, for those of you that are interested in recoil, I have heard people say that it shoots like a 22 or for some reason a 9mm. It leans more to the 22 in my opinion. It does kick alright. It's not going to throw you off your feet. It never will. But for those of you who want the experience of feeling that actual recoil without blowing your wallet on an electric blowback, sorry, this is quite a nice gun in terms of that aspect. For those of you who like mag dumping children, though, the cyclic rate on this is closer to the real thing at about 700 to 800 rounds per minute, depending on the charge of the mags too. The magazines do carry enough gas for about 2 full reloads, and then you have to recharge with gas. There is a quirk about the rifle where if you try to do a mag release, the magazine just sticks there. It acts kind of like a mag pull, or a P mag actually, sorry, where you actually have to pull the magazine off the rifle. That's due to the tops of these mags being made of plastic, so as such they will stick inside of the mag well. So for those of you who want to just immediately drop it, you totally could. It's just going to be a bit sticky, and you have to put some force into getting the mag out. Personally though, I like that it sticks in the mag well. That way I don't drop it. These mags are quite expensive. They go for around 50-60 bucks per mag. But in overall performance, it so far hasn't really failed me. I have had 1 or 2 jams, but I think that was just more to me rough handling the rifle more than anything. And overall, it's not bad. But do I recommend this to a new timer going into airsoft? Absolutely not. These type of rifles are for the sort of person who is either going from firearms to airsoft, or coming from the military and wants something a little more realistic, or, you know, masochists like me who just enjoy running with limited ammo, that sort of thing. But yeah, but if you can get past the fundamental disadvantages with a gas blowback, this will definitely serve you well, and if not, it makes a pretty good wall trophy. If you've stuck around this long, I'd like to thank you for listening to me drivel on. If you want to support the channel, you can hit that like and subscribe button. Anything helps at this stage. And I'd like to thank you very much for making it this far into the video. And that's pretty much it. I have nothing else to say. One last thing though. For those of you who are into anime and have been staring at my shirt, you can always get it at an expo. The manufacturer of this shirt doesn't make it anymore. Sorry. One last thing before we go. One thing I would like my imaginary audience to also take away from this is read. Reading does wonders to calm your mind. It doesn't have to be a novel. It can be manga like Komi-san. But just read once in a while. Step away from the computer and just enjoy a manga or a science fiction novel, or heck, even the Bible. That's all I want to say. Take care.